What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Game Ball. Today, joining the show, we have 6'5", wide receiver, UVA commit, three-time All-State, four-time All-Region, Dakota Twitty. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good. Can't complain. What about you?
I'm doing well. So before we dive into it, I want to speak about your height. You are 6'5", and you are a receiver. That's an incredible, trait to have. But how did you become a wide receiver, not necessarily like a tight end?
I used to go to a lot of all-star games and stuff. And one of my close coaches, going into my freshman year, he actually switched me from running back to receiver. So that's kind of how I became a receiver. And then after that, it kind of just took off from there.
Yeah, for sure. And, I noticed that you also played both sides of the ball in high school. You played defense as well. But how did that help you become a better wide receiver, knowing how to play defense?
Well, I played corner for 3 years, and then my senior year, I played safety. So being able to read routes and stuff to kind of help me learn what defenders' tendencies are and how to kind of flip their hips and kind of bait them into jumping one way, how to kind of get off jams and stuff like that. And then playing safety kind of helped me see defenses from the defensive perspective. So when I take that on the offensive perspective, I can go and kind of break down defenses a lot easier.
Definitely. And, I think an underrated trait of yours is your speed in a way. Like I said, you're 6'5", but you've run, pretty well. You're always burning the corners, burning the safety. So how are you able to work on becoming not just being a tall receiver, but also being a fast one?
Well, my freshman year, end of my freshman year, I started working with this trainer, Johnson Collins, and he has developed me in ways that I didn't think I could have possibly. I mean, speed, strength, agility, receiver, all of that. He's helped me a lot.
Well, looking at that, you say you helped your freshman year, but if you went back to freshman year and you look how you were as a receiver then compared to where you are now, did you think you would be able to be this good as a receiver and get to where you are?
I mean, I thought I'd be good, but just to be where I am now it's a blessing.
Yeah, for sure. Mentioning where you are now, you had over 15 offers for a plethora of Division I Power 5 football teams, and you ended up going to UVA. But what was just the entire commitment process like? I mean, you had offers from in-state UNC and North Carolina State. So what was the whole recruitment process like for you?
I can't remember the day, but I think it's sometime in November when the coaches can kind of call you and text you. That day and after that, I think it was my junior year or maybe my sophomore year, but that day was kind of it was really hectic after that because coaches were calling me and texting me, and I was kind of overwhelmed for a bit. But honestly, I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, other than COVID, because COVID kind of shut things down for a bit, so we weren't able to go on a lot of visits, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure. Something I always hear about recruitment is once you get one offer, they all just start pouring in. Did that happen with you?
Yes, sir. So I got an offer from Pittsburgh my freshman year, and then right after that, I got an offer from Louisville, and then after that, it kind of just took off.
Definitely. Virginia offered you in April of 2020. You ended up committing there a whole year after in 2021 and around May. But what was their message to you? And I'm assuming they kept constant contact with you. So how did they kind of, show that they're the better school over the other ones?
I think it was more the relationship that I had just built with the coaches and the university over the COVID time. Because when COVID hit, you could really kind of see who was reaching out and who was constantly talking to you and trying to see how you were doing and stuff, not just on the football side. And I think that's what really kind of sold me.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned the COVID year, and that kind of happened right in the midst of your recruitment. But what was it? Was it kind of you weren't able to go on tours and visits that often? So was it kind of difficult trying to gauge which school is the best one for you?
I mean, to an extent, but I feel like I'm a pretty good people person. And able to read people. I would say it was hard sometimes because you have to ask those difficult questions. You have to ask some of the coaches is your offer committable? And that could narrow down a lot of my stuff, especially as the COVID year passed. because they're letting like seniors and stuff come back for that extra year. So a lot of the scholarships were going away really fast. So
yeah, definitely. I guess there's obviously a coaching change, a regime change with UVA. Brock Mendenhall left and Tony Elliott took over. But one coach that kind of stayed the same was Marcus Hagan's the wide receiver coach. How important was that to you to have him be able to like stay through the coaching change?
I mean, I love the university, but the second that I heard that he was staying, I was like, yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna stay too.
Definitely. How do you think he'll help you grow as a receiver?
I think it'll help with my development as far as like speed wise, in and out of breaks, kind of being able to just use my feet more as me being a bigger receiver, as whereas most people just expect me to use my body. They've been able to use my feet a lot more and kind of just shake defenders.
Definitely. With Tony Elliott coming in, you mentioned you just fell in love with the university, but you also said that his ideals, they align perfectly with you. And I guess in a previous interview, but what were those ideals that he mentioned that made you, respect him as the new coach?
He really cares about the kids. That's what I can see. I mean, he's a player first coach. Like, it's not about the money for him. It's not about the university. Well, I mean, it is about the university, but he always puts the kids first. So in everything that he does, he wants to develop the kids, and I love that about it.
For sure. And with him coming in, again, it's difficult trying to keep a bunch of recruits around with a new regime change, but he was able to do so. Like, was that kind of the message that he preached to everyone as a whole in your recruiting class?
Yes, sir.
Definitely. So, bringing up your recruiting class, what do you hope to accomplish with them in the next, I guess, 3 to 4 years?
We want to go to win a national championship. That's our goal.
Definitely. How do you think you guys can reach that? Can get to that point?
I think first it starts with taking over the ACC. I think we're definitely going to do that. I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to do that.
Definitely. So your dad, I guess he was a linebacker at Howard. But how did he help you kind of, I guess, fall in love with football?
I mean, it's just a family thing. Like, my cousins, they all play football. My older cousin, he went to ETSU. So it's really good. It's in my family. I kind of just fell in love with it at a young age. But he kind of, as I got older and I started to follow more of the offensive side of the ball, we kind of our visions about the game kind of drifted apart because he's more of a defender and I'm more of what they call us the prima donnas, the receivers. So
yeah, definitely. Was he? I guess he kind of enjoyed that you at least played defense for 3 years of your high school career. That's a benefit right there. That's pretty good. But you're 6'5", you played basketball. What made you want to play football over basketball? I mean, you have the height to play basketball.
I'm okay at basketball. I feel like if I really worked at it, I could be good. But I don't know. Football's just always been my thing.
Well, you said you're okay at it, but when I was looking up things about you, I saw that you did catch a body in basketball. So what was that like when you caught a body?
I didn't even know I had dunked on a kid, honestly. When I did it, I was kind of running back, and I looked on the video, and my friend sent it to me, and I was like, why did he even jump? I was already in the air.
Yeah, it wasn't a smart decision. Dude has no height on you either, so it's not like he had a chance to make up for it. It was a bad business plan, as someone would say. But when I mentioned, I guess the intro, you are a 3-time All-State, 4-time All-Region. You obviously had a phenomenal career at Thomas Jefferson. But what continued to what makes you want to keep working harder? Because when people get those accolades and they're recognized for being great, they kind of stop. So what kind of fuels you to want to be the best?
I mean, I don't really pay attention to the accolades and stuff. I appreciate it and I'm grateful for it, but that stuff really doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm not the one to go around flying awards and stuff like that. It was great for them, for me to have them, But my goal was to get to college.
Mm-hmm.
And once I accomplished that, it was just like, now we're on to the next one, which is to get into the NFL. So,
for sure.
It's always kind of been like a focus for me.
Yeah, for sure. And at UVA, you're going to be able to be, I guess, paired with a great quarterback, recognized as one of the better ones in the nation, Brennan Armstrong. And, obviously coming in as a true freshman, playing time, you don't really know what's going to happen. But I think he has to get back here with COVID too. But are you looking forward to playing with him? Like, what do you expect from him as a quarterback?
I'm just really excited to learn from him. Like, watching him play and seeing the things that he's able to do. I can't wait to get on campus and be able to learn from him.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any final messages you want to say to Virginia? Any final thoughts you have?
Just, I hope they're ready, because we're finna come take over the ACC.